Alright guys, here is the second review. This is the Ion that we're taking a look at now. And as you can see, while the Inferno is black, this one is white. And I imagine it also has a giant size 7 attached to it. But this one resembles the Mercury Star Runner more because the Mercury Star Runner is also white. And this probably has just a giant energy cannon. And yeah, this looks like an energy cannon, which is probably why it's called the Ion. The Inferno is the ballistic variant, and the Ion is the energy variant. So already, I can say that I kind of like the look of the Ion more. I think the red accent from the cannon just really makes the ship. Whereas the Inferno just looks badass all the way around. The Ion has like a classic, Crusader look to it, but it has just that extra hit of aggression as well. So, climb up on the ship panels here. Don't want to spend too much time looking around the ship because, I don't want to get booted and then have to start all over again. But yeah, it definitely reminds me a lot of a shuttle, a lot of exposed parts, things like that. But again, this is all hardy, reliable, space grade, and then again, this is the size 7 gun, a weapon that you would see on a capital ship. But this is designed to do. So, as you notice right away, the Inferno had tons of pads, look like reactive armor pads. This ship doesn't have any of that. So, this kind of already tells me the way that the ship is designed, plus the energy cannon, that this is a ranged fighter. This is not a fighter that's designed to get close to a capital ship or any target it's trying to attack. You can already hear the sound of the power plant in the vehicle. And then if we go ahead and boot it up, the engine should roar up. We'll see if they get as loud as they do in the Inferno. Because the Inferno could have just a little extra juice to it. Reason being is because it's a close range fighter. Because you want to get in close
you are clear to launch
when you are using ballistics. Ballistics have high velocity, but they have a lower overall range, whereas energy cannons are slower on the draw, but they can go further and reach out further than anything else. So.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on.
So here's our cockpit. It looks identical to the Inferno, but it's got, some red and orange accents in it that the Inferno did not have. But, yeah, let's go ahead, throw up landing gear. And full burn. I'm such a dick. I know the guards in there are like, what is this guy doing? Is he trying to blow us away? But let's try to get up to top speed in Atmo. This plane definitely feels a little more drifty. It doesn't feel as tight as the Inferno does. Let's do the railroad test. And just to match the conditions of the Inferno. passes with flying colors. You know, my rule is if it can't do a barrel roll, it's not a proper fighter. And this one can, and the Inferno can, so they are proper fighters. I could have picked a better time to do this review. Just getting new baggage at sunrise. Okay, so this one got up to like about 504 meters a second. I think this one might be a bit slower than the Inferno. Doesn't maneuver as well as the Inferno. And it doesn't have as aggressive of a look as the Inferno either. The Inferno looks like a ship that can fuck, like it really does. I mean, this one's sexy too. It's not its words here. It's a very good looking ship. But this ship has an element of refinement to it, whereas the Inferno is just pure aggression. Like if I knew I was fighting against someone that flew an Inferno, I would be immediately intimidated. Whereas an Ion, you know, I would definitely take it seriously, but I wouldn't be horrified, you know what I mean? Like, if someone were to land in an Ion, I would expect Obi-Wan to get out. If someone, you know, was flying a Inferno, I'd be expecting, like, Darth Maul or something like that. Or something like that. Someone that I would not want to, meet. But yeah, this maybe is great for cruising. And I mean, it doesn't have as much hardware as the Inferno does, but it seems like the fuel is identical. Even though I'm flying maxed out, the ship is so heavy that it still needs those little thrusters to kick in every now and then for stabilization. It's not able to easily support itself on its own aerodynamics. But considering just the size of it.
75%.
Yeah, so we're already at 75% hydrogen fuel. I feel like the Inferno, we went further. So we're 9 minutes into this video, and we've already used, you know, 75%. So if I do the mental calculation, about 8 minutes of flying, okay, and 8 minutes of flying equals 25% of your tank. You can probably fly for a good 24 minutes before you're down to your last 25%. 32 minutes and you're out of gas. The video we just did lasted 36 minutes, and we got pretty, you know, pretty down there. I'd say about 40%. So it's entirely possible that the Ion does not have the fuel efficiency that the Inferno does either. But it does have the same top speed. because that's where the Inferno pretty much clocked out at as well. So same top speed, different armaments, different kits. I feel like the Inferno can take more of a beating, but it's odd because you would expect this ship to at least have better fuel efficiency just right off jump, considering how lightly armored it is compared to the Inferno. But this gun looks so sick. It's a really nice touch. It just matches the accents of the ships. Yeah. Let's fire one round on it. Yeah. You just look at how far those things are going into space, like. Interesting. So it looks like they're kind of like curving on the horizon, and that could be because of the fact that like the way my ship is oriented, but it could also be just the atmospheric effect of the planet. But now it looks like it's going pretty straight. Pretty much going on my reticle loose. You can just see all like the little circuitry of the gun. Just trying to eat that recoil up because it's just throwing out super hot levels of plasma. Alright, and so now it's got to pull from that power plant. That's really impressive, though. So let's go ahead, spacewalk. So it's tough, like after flying the Inferno, this ship largely has me feeling underwhelmed. But at the same time, like I like it more, if that makes any sense, than the Inferno. It's just strange. As it doesn't have any of the things that the Inferno does, except for the top speed, of course. But the Inferno just has a really, rugged look to it. And maybe I'm a sucker for elegance. Like I said, my favorite ship manufacturer is Origin. And Origin Day is tomorrow, so that's going to be exciting. Can't wait for that. But, yeah, I think, like, this ship is definitely better looking from an artistic aesthetic point of view, whereas the Inferno looks better from just the cool effect. Like, the Inferno has more of a cool factor. But look at, like, all of the subtle little things, like how this light pulses on the cannon, and how the red color coordinates. Like, that's why I like this ship more in terms of attractiveness, because it just has a little more, pizzazz to it, whereas the Inferno is just fierce, and it looks like an exotic car, whereas this also looks like an exotic car, but this looks like an exotic EV, whereas Inferno looks like an exotic ice, like a Lamborghini or something. So let's go ahead, flip it, get the top part into the sunlight here. But yeah, it's just as far as like the ships themselves, I think everyone should get one, especially if you like fighter crafts. I like Crusader a lot as a brand, so I'll probably be adding one to my hangar. But yeah, it's just like it's a visually stunning ship. The red and white just complements each other, goes really well together. But I think the better ship is the Inferno for sure. Unless you're doing long range engagements, you can probably do a build with this ship that gives you that maneuverability. Because if we do, ow, if we do a maneuverability test out here, it should handle identical. I haven't really flown any ships like handle differently. Once they're in orbit. As the ship can take over. So yeah, just that fast, we're already at top speed. That's all pretty impressive, well and good. Let's do a quantum test.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Okay, that was actually too close. Because you can actually get there just going flat out.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Okay. Did that feel a little slower to you guys? Like, if you look at my last video, did that feel slower to you, or am I just making it up? Like, am I gaslighting myself? But it just felt slower. Marginally.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Okay, I actually got hung up again there. Trying to do high speed maneuvering. And now I'm going in a straight line. But that's not a bad thing. It's going to handle identical. But shooting this cannon into space never gets old. passed out from that shit from G-forces. Rush your blood to the head. You know, it's always dangerous doing a nosedive like that. Yeah, you got to keep that cannon away from me. I'll just shoot everyone. Okay. Definitely didn't pick the best place to land. Hopefully I can get back onto the ship, but it's warmer here than it was in the desert, even though we've got like all of this moisture and stuff. So Microtech is just a really weird planet like that. Just that's why I love it, you know. You know, you wonder why I don't live on Orison, an obviously more beautiful planet. It's just the biome of Microtech is so much more interesting. You know, you've got frozen areas and look at that wall. So yeah, you got frozen areas and, you know, frozen tundra and then temperate tundra, and you know, it's just a really beautiful planet. Just a lot of just weird stuff about it. So yeah, that's why I dig Microtech, and that's why I dig this ship, because this ship actually has a lot of weird stuff going on with it too. You know, obviously the better buy would be the Inferno, but I feel like this is the right one for me. But you know, just make your own decision. Yeah, it's so windy up here. So turbulent. Yeah, visibility just was not happening. But yeah, you just can't do weird stuff like that on really any other planet. And Microtech's the only one. It's also difficult to eyeball with so much moisture. We're literally in the middle of a snowstorm. established, the ship's performance is identical. To that of the Inferno, so the Ion has that in common. So I take back what I said earlier about it not being as fuel efficient. I think it's been pretty good on fuel. We're about at 50% fuel right now, but we've been flying for probably the last 25, 24 minutes. So yeah, I'd say that's a dub. So deaccelerating this way
50%.
is actually the safest way to deaccelerate. You're going to do like a high-speed deacceleration, because again, rush of blood to the head is what makes you pass out. So the inverse of that usually pretty safe. I think either the engines are just hella loud or we're experiencing sound bugs. I can't hear anything but the engines at this point. And again, we're looking for, yeah, gravity. Okay, yeah, I think it might be bugged. But that's okay. We're pretty much seeing everything the ship has to offer. So as is our custom on this channel, we have to land it safely.
Quantum travel
Doesn't always happen.
engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's the vehicle bay over there. Where you can deploy your vehicles. Which I would certainly like to do for the sake of the talk test. Ah, 40K. So sad. So sad. Well, I guess I didn't have to worry about trying to land it this time, which is cool. But anyway, that's the Ion, guys. That's the Ion. Um, both ships are amazing. Like let's be absolutely real here. Both ships are amazing, and it's down to your personal preference. Just what combat role you're trying to fit. I will probably say that for starting players, the Ion's going to be your best bet because you can stay at range and engage targets from a distance. But if you're a more confident pilot, definitely get the Inferno. Not only is it more badass and it looks cooler, but at least in my opinion, it has better maneuverability, and it has just that mean size 7 Gatling gun that will just destroy anything, just rip it to shreds. But yeah, it's Crusader, pushing the limits and the boundaries of what ships should be, and I love them for it. And they keep this up. They may be my favorite manufacturer. The most ships that I own are Origin ships, but next to that, I own the Mercury Star Runner, which is the most expensive ship I own. Actually, I spent like $350 for that. So yeah, we'll see what Crusader has to offer in the future. But tomorrow is Origin Day. We're gonna get our hands on that 400i. Gonna do an in-depth review of that. I can't wait. Yeah, stay tuned for that one. But it's a good place to stop. Done both of our reviews. It's late. I need to get some sleep, and you guys, catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.